Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. I thought today I would make a really cute, simple card with some acetate and these little birds. I don't know if you can even tell these are little birds, but I'll try and hold them up. I bought this die from AliExpress, and I think it was like $1. I'm not kidding. Maybe $1.10, maybe, I don't know. But I really thought they were cute. I don't know if you can see the little birdies, but let me hold them up on this. You could probably see it like that. Maybe not, but hopefully you can. I cut a bunch of them out. I didn't want you to have to wait through all of the cutting. And these frames I also bought at AliExpress, these dies. And so the first step we're going to do, this is an 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of weight, 110 pound Recollections cardstock. I scored it at 4¼ inches, so when you fold the card it becomes an A2 size card, which is 4¼ by 5.5 inches. So with that being said, let me run this through and I'll be right back. So my sentiment is from My Creative Time, This and That, and it says, enjoy the moment, laugh every day. I have a girlfriend who just retired, and I thought this would be a fun card to send to her. And so I'm using the scrap that I took out of the center of my frame that I just made. And so I'm just going to stamp this with the Versa Fine Onyx Black. I'm going to do it a couple times because I like it to be nice and dark. And then I'm going to cut this out with a die that's a little bit, making sure that I get it really nice and dark. I'm going to cut this out with a die that's just a little bit bigger. Weirdly enough, I had it here. There it is. Where did I put it? I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this die on here like that, and I'm going to get a little bit of my washi tape and rub it on my skin and make sure that I have it nice and de-stickified. Yes, that's a Sandy word. Made that one up just for you. There you go. I'm going to run it through my die cutter and I'll be right back. So what I decided I was going to do, I'm going to put this piece back in because I cut it with that second die, if you'll recall. And before I do that, what I wanted to do is kind of turn it into a really kind of a bluer background. So I'm using my tumbled glass distress ink, and it's on a piece of acetate that you might not be able to see, but it's there. Now you can probably see the blue. And I want to just, I'll put a little scrap paper behind it so that you can see the mess I'm going to make. There's that. I just want it to be, you know, like not a brilliant blue, but a blue that just a, you know, blue that you can, that sets it apart from the white card that I'm not crazy about. I'm gonna just get more of this going. Yes, I should have done more. That I realized right away. But it's not critical. We're not going to have to start the card over just because I don't have enough blue. Okay. Come on, little blue buddy. A little bit more. Hopefully I have enough. One spot doesn't look as blue as I want it to. Oh well. Just anchor up again, right? My mat's getting it all over it. I'm getting blue everywhere. Don't worry. I'm accustomed to this, as are you if you watch my videos. Okay, that looks pretty frisky, don't you think? I wanted to have that kind of watercolory fun look, and I'm also going to do the same thing to the inside of my card. Only this time I don't have to put it on the background. And I'm not going to do anything really crazy with this. I'm going to make it look like I've just smeared blue ink around on my background, and I'm just trying to get enough ink this time that I don't have to go crazy with it like I did before. That ought to do it. What I want is just to have like this kind of look. You know, like, ooh, even better, I'll smush it. Oh, yeah, you know I love smushing. And I'm terrible at it, as you know if you watch any of my videos, but I love doing it. And that's all that really matters. If you love doing this, you're on my team. There you go. I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to wipe off my mess I just made on my mat, because we don't want that on the back of our card, and you know I'm going to end up with it there. I thought I'd do one more technique that I've never seen anybody else do, but I started playing with the back of my card before I dried it, and I thought that was really cool looking. So all I did was I took my acetate, I want to make sure I'm on the right side, that was the right side, and I just stuck it like that. I stuck my finger onto my ink pad, and I'm just putting little drops of it around, and look how it makes it kind of look like clouds, or I don't know. I just think it's really interesting looking, so I wanted to show that to you. See how fun that is? Hold on, I'll do a couple more for you in spots you can see it. So once I close the card, it's going to be really interesting, but I still have to dry it. So let me do that, and I'll be back. So the next step we're going to do is, I've already done a couple of these, but you take the brown branch and you die cut a whole bunch of different colors of the branches. Then what you do is you cut off the birds so that you have the birds on the branch. So you leave one brown one intact so that it has the branch on it, and then you take your wet glue and you're going to put a lot of it. You're going to cover up. I'm going to do all my birds at once. You want to make sure each of your birds has enough glue on it that it's going to hold the die cut in place that you're going to lay over it. This glue is really hard for me to get out of here. I apologize for sticking my hand over it for 20 minutes, but these are how I roll with things. Okay, so you want to push your glue all over your little birds to make sure that the piece you put on top is going to stay. And I think, let's see, I think this goes here. You want to line them up exactly, and if, again, I'm probably going to be covering up most of the image while I do this, because I have to stick my hand in the way in order to be able to see what I'm doing. And then the next one I think is the pink one. And yes, I could use a pokey tool or some other tool to do this, but I found my glue bottle worked pretty good to hold it down. I think my next one is red. I wanted to have the birds be very colorful, and I didn't care if they were normal bird colors. I just wanted colorful birds. I mean, after all, it's my imagination, right? It's how I want to make these things. Oops, backwards. Get back there, birdie. That bird was playing the wrong direction. Come on. That's always the way it goes. You have the very last one that doesn't want to play. Let me get that one lined up. One more little squeeze on that one to get it in sync with its buddy. And then you just let them dry so that you have everybody on a wire. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I made sure that none of the birds were in the same position color-wise. That, you know, I moved them around a little bit. Okay, now they're attached to me. What else is no? All right. Whew. That was ugly for a second. All right. Next up, I have that done, and I'm going to attach that to my acetate, and I'm going to do a bunch of things with the acetate. Here is the piece I'm going to be putting in, and I'm going to lay that piece in, and I'm going to put the acetate, I'm going to put the acetate on the back first, and I'm going to do tape runner. Hold on, let me get all this out of the way. I don't need that anymore. Get all my little pieces out. Now, I wanted to get this piece laid down. I want to put my birds under this piece. I'm going to use my Zig glue pen. Put a little glue behind each one of my birds, and then I'll run it on the wire as well. Out of the way, and we're gonna run tape all along the back of this frame, and hopefully this frame is going to be what holds our birds completely down, theoretically. Remember, that's what I said. Well, so far it looks pretty good. I'm going to put a piece of paper on the back to cover that because I don't like how I have all that splotchiness, and I'm going to take care of that in the end. But the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take some embossing. Actually, I think I could use an embossing marker, but I think I'm just going to take my embossing powder that I gotta find. Let me find, I'll be right back. Never mind, I found it. I had it, I knew I had it out. These are the things I just don't understand about myself. How do I lose things this quickly? I wanted to do something with chalk because I played with chalk in my last card and it was so much fun that I decided I would do some flowers around my outside border of this and use a bunch of colors. I'm going to be using these 3 peg stamps. This one is a Sopanaria solid. This one is a dainty, nope, it's a dainty floral, and this one is a secret. I don't know what that one is. It's just a teeny tiny flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp around my image. Now keep in mind, you won't see these, but I will. So as I do this, I want you to just keep remembering, you're not going to see it, but I am, hopefully. Whoops. And I'm going to tilt this so that I can see where everybody is. Okay. Next up, dainty flower. Missed completely. That was funny. I'm going to have to tilt it again to see where my things are. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll just color them in. It's the lighting. I have such crazy lighting in here that it's really hard to tell where what things, you know, are what. That made a lot of sense, didn't it? What things are what. I'm going to use, I have these little, they're called Soft, S-O-F-F-T, and I've had them and I haven't played with them yet, so I thought, what the heck, let's give these a whirl. And I wanted to do some colors that I already have in my design, and hopefully we'll be able to make this work so I see everything. It's kind of hard to tell, I gotta be honest with you. If I had different lighting, it probably wouldn't be so hard to tell, but as in all things, it's not rolling that way with me. Figuring out where I stamp things is always tricky. Let's see. Look one more time. can see any other ones. Nope. Okay. I'm going to use this other little color and just start stamping around and hope that I hit something properly. There might be another one right up in there somewhere. Nope. Not so far anyway. Alright, we're going to try another color. I'm going to go with this pinky color because I have that pinky color. I can see these little wee ones. At least some of them I can. Okay, that was that little flower, so now I want to get this one, and let's see where I want to put it. It's much smaller than my other colors. I think I'm going to do this in a blue. You know, like forget-me-not maybe. Okay, let's see how we did. And I'm going to get this one. I think I'm going to go with this one. It's like a nice turquoisey. Hopefully it matches. Okay. Okay, so I had to cut down with a different die. I cut out my sentiment because this was way too big for my card. So I used another stitched sentiment from AliExpress, and I'm just going to go around the edges of it with my ink pad because I have some blue on here and I want to make sure that the whole sentiment has that blue on it. And that way I can make sure everything is exactly the same. And then the very top is all I have left to do. Okay, there's that. Then I wanted to do my envelope before I forgot. I'm going to make sure that I put some glue on the back of one of my birdie strands, and I figured I would just lay them on the card back and move it down a little bit, slide it, and I'll just let some of this glue do that, move that piece to the edge, and then I'll cut off the excess once that dries. I'm going to move it down a little bit, move it around, and then that looks good. And then I'm going to take this and put it up on the little my little things that aren't, I don't really want to use this foam stuff. Please don't make me use it. Okay, I'm going to use it because I'm only going to have to do one strip, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to rip it off. That's what I'm doing, just ripping it off. Looks better than it did before because it was just too big on the card. The last one, I just need to move it off. So I think I'm just going to put this right there. So there is our card, and let me just cut the excess strings off my envelope. Then all we're going to have to do is get our stamp. I'm going to go for the big stamp this time. Every once in a while people will ask about the big stamp, so I like to make sure when I can pull it out. I did cover my back with a new piece of paper because it was funky. Oh, I'll have to put a little color on that to fix that. No biggie. And let me make sure I can get my card open. For some reason it didn't want to play. There is the inside of our card. It's cute. There's our outside. Here's our envelope. I think all in all this came out pretty well, considering I had a few little mishaps along the way, as usual. So please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because I really appreciate it. Actually, just tell that one friend. That's all I care about. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.